welcome back. So, we are playing some Genshin Impact. Just continuing on from,
What could the children be up to?
was this yesterday? No, I think it was 2 days
Never
ago.
mind. Let them do as they please.
I think it was 2 days ago. Oop. So let's just get right in there. Might as well check my volume. But I believe it's fine. I think my volume's been, like, if it appears fine, then it has been fine for a while. But let's check anyway. Seems fine. I mean, I haven't experimented on how much I talk over the game when the game's going really loud, but it's fine. Okay, here we go.
Perfect. It's you two. I have a commission here that has your names written all over it. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say you're the only ones for the job.
The only ones for the job? Huh. If our help is really that important, it's probably some Archon class commission, right?
The Adventurers Guild doesn't employ that kind of classification system. In fact, this commission is also probably not nearly as intimidating as what you're expecting. All it asks us to do is to find a missing person.
Huh? Then why did you say we were the only ones for the job?
I came across this commission while reviewing our backlog not too long ago. It seems simple, but our records indicate that over a dozen successive efforts to complete it have all ended in failure, despite attempts by several accomplished and renowned adventurers. With the reputation of the Adventurers Guild and the performance of the Sumeru branch at stake, it's in our best interest to assign this commission to the adventurer with the highest completion rate over the past few years.
Well, that's us for sure.
All I'm asking is for you to give it your best shot. If it proves to be beyond your capabilities as well, I'll talk to the commissioner about canceling the commission.
Okay, so who are we looking for? And what is it about this commission that's made it so hard to complete?
This commission was jointly issued by the residents of Vimara Village. They say one of their own villagers has gone missing. But the problem is, they don't know the missing person's name. They can only provide information about his general appearance.
They're all from the same village, but they don't even know his name? If so many adventurers have failed to complete this commission, maybe this missing villager doesn't exist at all.
Unlikely. Several villagers came by to issue the commission, and judging by their appearance and tone of voice, they seemed incredibly sincere. It certainly didn't seem like a joke to them. Besides, putting up a commission requires a processing fee. There aren't many upsides to a prank that costs Mora to carry out.
I think that she doesn't know what a prank is, because like you'd be surprised how much people will pay to do a prank. But okay, sure.
In any case, it would probably be best to go to Vimara Village and ask around first. The Adventurers Guild does have some information on hand, but I would say anything you can learn directly from the villagers would be far more reliable. The best way to avoid misdirection is to go to the source.
All right then, let's go! Paimon's starting to get really curious about this whole thing.
Okay. Oh boy. Sumeru. That feels appropriate, doesn't it? Chapter 4, Act 4. Is in Sumeru, which is the fourth nation that we visited, which also is bad luck. I just realized.
To Vimara Village!
In Japan, I believe.
Why don't
at
we
least.
talk to some of the villagers to learn a little bit more about the missing guy?
Maybe even in all of Japan.
If this commission
number
is
4
really
is
as
bad
challenging
luck.
as Catherine made it out to be, we're gonna need to carry out a very detailed investigation.
Hello there. You looking to buy something? I do business.
Oh, no, we're adventurers. Catherine sent us to look into a commission here and...
Ah, so you're here about that then. You're not the first. To be honest, we aren't holding out much hope. Many adventurers have made their way out here, confident they'd be able to help us, only to leave soon after with nothing to show for their effort. We've pretty much had it up to here in questions, and the area around the village has practically been overturned in search of clues. But no one has been able to make any headway.
So, this person we're looking for, what's his name? Where
We
did
know
he
nothing.
live?
I don't know. I really have no clue. I couldn't tell you.
Okay, guess you are really sick of answering questions.
No, we already know
I'm sorry,
nothing.
I didn't mean to sound short with you. I was actually just giving you my answer to your questions. I know it may seem like we don't have anything to offer by way of information, but I promise you, we all have a very strong impression of him. When you live in the same village as someone, you develop a lot of memories together. We just don't know the specifics. Maybe we did at one point, but that information is long gone by now. At least that's what everyone in the village seems to think. We've all exchanged what we know, and that was the only logical conclusion.
Alright, specifics aside then, what kind of person was he?
Young guy, in his early 20s probably. Incredibly kind sort of person, always willing to lend a helping hand. I'd chat with him when I didn't have any customers. I even saw him stick out his neck for others on more than one occasion. Very interesting guy, that one.
Now that you've started talking about him, you don't seem nearly as down in the dumps as you did before. Seems like he left a pretty good impression on you.
But of course, everyone in the village is pretty fond of him. We wouldn't have issued that commission otherwise. There aren't many young people like him nowadays, so genuine and pure. To think that he just up and disappeared one day. I just hope nothing bad happened.
Could he have just moved away without telling anyone?
No, he's not the type to leave without saying goodbye. And anyway, moving away without being seen by a single person in the village? There's no way he would have been able to manage that.
Huh. Alright, thanks for the information. We're gonna go ask around some more.
I mean, I assume this has something to do with the, what do they call it? The collective unconsciousness of the world. I forget what it's specifically called.
It's that guests I hear.
Hi, Grandpa Amadea. We're here to help you look for the guy that's gone missing.
Ah, so that's what brings you to these parts. Coming all this way for our sake. That's so very kind of you. With your help, I trust that young man's case is in good hands.
Could you tell us a bit about him?
Of course. I'm happy to help with my failing eyesight. I'm afraid I can't offer much about his appearance, but I do remember hearing the sound of his voice. Not recently, of course. That loss has left me feeling quite empty. I don't think his parents are still living in the village, but somehow he never seemed lonely. In fact, he was usually the one offering companionship to others. He would often take time to visit the elderly or play with the orphans in the village. And whenever someone had something on their mind, he was there to listen with open ears. He always knew just what to say. As the village chief, I owe him many thanks. Helping villagers navigate difficult moments in their lives should have been one of my responsibilities. But he was often the one rising to the occasion.
Wow. He seems like such a nice and gentle person. No wonder his disappearance affected you all so much. But, you wouldn't happen to know any details about his name, address, or family situation, right?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I just can't remember. No matter how you look at it, I should know those things. But for some reason, no matter how hard I try to remember, the information just doesn't come. Perhaps my age really has caught up with me this time.
It's okay. There's no need to force yourself to try and remember. We'll figure something out. Well, Traveler, what do you think?
That's exactly what we expected.
Paimon thinks so too. Like, the name thing. It's so weird that no one and nobody has been able to tell us anything about his family or where he lived. It's like this guy's been erased from reality or something. Wait, so you're saying it's not that he's been erased, necessarily, but more like he never existed to begin with?
That's a big assumption.
Okay, Paimon's gonna need some time to process that one. Someone who only exists in people's memories?
You two are the adventurers who just arrived, right? You're here for the Vamara Village Commission?
Yep, sure are. We were just looking into the case.
I'm so glad to hear that. Thank goodness you haven't given up. I've been so worried the Adventurers Guild might cancel our commission. My name is Atosa, by the way. I grew up here in Vamara Village. Anyway, I just wanted to say, please keep searching for a missing villager. I'm begging you. You have to find him.
Yeah, no need to worry. We'll give it our best shot. So, were you close to the missing villager? Are there any leads you can give us?
I'm not sure this counts as a lead, but follow me. There's a place I'd like to show you.
Maybe they're home. By the way, Akira Misaki 09. I'm not open to Discord requests. There's been a lot of issues with that in the past. And I'm also not interested in UI changes, let's say. Or art. At least not at the moment. Or the near future.
Is this the place? Under this tree?
Yep. I know it doesn't look like much, but this place is very meaningful to me. It's so full of memories. We used to always sit together under this tree and talk. Sometimes we would look up at the clouds in the sky, or stop to feel the wind against our skin. We could sit there for hours at a time, never realizing how long it had been. I was actually adopted by the people of Vamara Village. The forest rangers found me in the woods as a child. I was surrounded by such good people, and growing up in the village was so lively.
Yeah, but lonely, got it.
How should I put it? When something's bothering you, or when you have good news to share, you always want to talk about it with somebody. But for the longest time, I didn't know who I could talk to, or if I should say anything at all.
What's that mean?
Everyone has their own problems to deal with. Even if I might want to confide in others, I don't want to become a burden.
I don't know what you mean.
Really? You know
This sounds
exactly
like
how I feel?
Like a thing about Asia or something. Like, oh, well, I don't want to burden strangers with my problems. But it's like, well, why don't you just make friends with strangers, and then you know, you can share your troubles or whatever. Yeah, so it's like, I used to have family. Now I have friends. It's like, yeah, same thing.
Wow, that sounds really nice. You're quite lucky. When it comes to our missing
Right, got it.
villager, no matter what came my way, I knew I could always talk to him. He was so thoughtful and pure.
Pure?
And patient, too.
So pure.
Whenever I talked to him, he would always seem so interested, as if the things I was describing were just as important to him as they were to me. Ever since he disappeared, there's been so much I wanted to tell him. No, none of those things matters now. I just really want to see him again.
Wow, you two must have been really close. Did he ever tell you anything about himself?
He mostly just talked about interesting things he saw around the village. He'd share a lot of his own wild ideas as well. Oh, right! I did ask him about his parents once. But all he said was, they're not here anymore. I didn't know whether that meant they had left the village or passed away, and I didn't want to pry.
Still not much to go off of.
Look at me. Talking your ear off and still nothing to show for it. I'm sorry I wasn't more help. The last time I talked this much in one go was when we were still together.
What? Someone's. I can't even. Oh, Panda Plays one just said best viewers on star star star. I assume that was blocked, maybe. I don't know. Or was it? Yeah, like I don't know. I'm not interested in buying viewers. If maybe that's what you're implying, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think what else you could mean by that. Anyway.
Huh, come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk, just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
Well, time always seems to pass slower when you're relaxed, right? What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, look at those hilly churls over there. Doesn't it seem like they're acting a little strange? The Abyss Order. Could they be the ones behind all of this? Uh-oh, we've been spotted! Quick, get ready to fight!
This is weird now that I think about it. We haven't seen the Abyss Order in the actual story, I think, since the last time we did this, this stuff, where it's involving the brother and,
Right here.
oh my god, he's just one.
Emerge right now.
Really? Why do I gotta fight this guy? He's
Let the
just
show begin.
this poor little guy. Then again, I guess he picked the fight with us, I guess you could say. Okay. Oh, okay, there we go. At least make it a little bit of a something.
Right here. Emerge right now. A sight to behold. Right here.
And then we'll bring
Emerge
Arlecchino.
right here. Overruled.
Arlecchino's quite strong nowadays. I didn't even like do any special training really. I mean, good crit rate and
Thank
crit
you so much.
damage. That's about it.
I wasn't expecting monsters to show up. If you hadn't been here, I'm not sure what I would have done.
It was no trouble.
Now that I think about it, the hilly trolls around Vimara village have been a lot more active lately.
So I've been kind of wondering if this might be the case. Like maybe if the guy we're searching for was turned into somebody of the Abyss Order, because Abyss Order people are just humans technically. But I don't know if getting turned into an Abyss Order servant would just erase people from your mind. I suppose it would make sense though, because they're kind of not considered people even at that point.
They seem agitated and would often attack anything in sight. Chief Amadea doesn't allow the children to play in the area around the village anymore.
Maybe the Abyss Order really is involved. Well, we should head back and check out the situation in Vimara village just in case.
Pretty basic so far.
Wait a second. The person...
Yeah, here we go.
It's Dainsleif!
I'm surprised they just walked up to him rather than run to him.
Ah, it's you two.
Oh, a friend of yours? Well, I'll leave you all to it then. I should head back to the village and check up on Chief Amadea and the others anyway. Well, see you later.
I was thinking, like, how are we gonna run into
See you
Dainsleif?
later, Atosa.
Feels like it's just gonna be really random. Yep, it was just random. Just, yeah, he was just standing around and we just walked up to him.
Why do you always have to pop up out of nowhere like that? Is it your life's mission to jump scare us or something?
It's hardly personal, or intentional for that matter. As long as you and I are both in pursuit of the Abyss Order, we're bound to cross paths.
Ah, so you're here to investigate
Yeah.
the Abyss Order then. That would explain the monsters you were fighting just now.
Naturally. Hold on. Are you not here for the same purpose? No matter. It may have taken you a while to catch on, but I'm sure you've also realized by now that there's something strange about this place. The Abyss Order is most certainly planning something in this area. Or worse, their plan could already be in motion.
So you think the Abyss Order is behind the hilly...
As things stand,
The Hilly Charles
I
are
highly
part of the
doubt
Abyss
that
Order,
is their
technically.
primary motive. I would imagine the increased hilichurl activity is merely a byproduct of whatever it is they're really trying to accomplish.
Still, the hilichurl activity is causing a lot of problems for the people here.
The best way to protect them is by figuring out what the Abyss Order is
Yep.
truly planning. That is how we prevent further tragedy.
I don't think we need to learn anything from the
And you
villagers,
shall
but okay.
have them. I never intended to hide anything from you. Don't worry. There should be ample time to talk.
By the way, this should be a short stream.
Ah. So that
Since we're
was the
just doing this
commission
and
that brought
that's
you
it.
here to Vimara Village. Someone who seems to only exist in people's memories. That is indeed quite intriguing. I would agree that it's unlikely you have a simple missing persons case on your hands. However, any possible connection to the Abyss Order is still unclear. It appears all we have by way of clues is increased hilichurl activity, and that is certainly not much to go off of.
Right! That mysterious voice she heard in her brother's memory. The one who called himself a sinner.
Traveler, let me ask you this. Do you believe your sibling to have betrayed you?
No. I mean, the suspicious part is that he hasn't even said what his plan is, or like he hasn't really tried to get us on his side, really. Like, I think he was like, "Come with me," and I'm like, can you explain like anything? Maybe I will come with you. No, come with me. You don't need an explanation. It's like, this is suspicious. So it's like, clearly they're either being mind controlled, or maybe they lost part of their memory, or maybe they're just being annoyingly obtuse, you know? They're just going out of their way not to say what their motivations are. It's like, why wouldn't you just tell us? Like, but no, I can't tell you. It's not important. Don't worry about it. It's like, what? So like, I don't think he willfully actually betrayed us. I mean, he hasn't attacked us yet, has he? I don't think he has.
I sense hesitation in your words. After all, you still haven't figured out the whole... There's still hope for the two of you to reconcile. Irreparable damage has not yet been done. The sinner you wish to know about, his situation is different. He and his fellow sinners have long betrayed me, and long betrayed their nation. His name is Vedrfolnir, the Visionary.
That sounds like a dragon.
I'm loath to admit it, but he is also my kin, my older brother.
Vedrfolnir.
Your brother?
Okay, I have to go to the bathroom. This feels like it's gonna go for a bit. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Wait a second. Wait a second. Oh. Mouse was acting weird.
There were 5 of them, the 5 sinners of Canria. The wise Roptatir, the visionary Vedderfolnir, Gold Rhindaughter,
Sounds like
the
dragons.
foul Sertologi, and Rehir of Solnari, Rerir. No matter how eroded my memory may become, I will never forget their names. One day, I shall have my vengeance.
Wait, some of those names sound really familiar. Rhindaughter is the one who created Albedo. Sertologi is Skirk's master. And the one we just
Really?
learned about, Dane's brother, Vedderfolnir. If he was the voice of the sinner, then the one who inspired Clotar to create the Abyss Order was him.
Very odd. That's a crazy big story moment. So they're not. So I guess that's like gonna be. This feels like it's building up for the last part of the story. Like at the very end, because there's no way this is gonna be relevant in the actual stories of each region.
They were once
Damn
people
it.
of great esteem in Canria. Those
Stone
who carried
slates
the
in
hopes of the nation. They were the best of their peers, outstanding in their respective fields. The 6 of us, together. We should have been the ones to
That's
prevent
weird.
the disaster. The ones to stop the Vinster King from
Vinster King.
continuing to rock the foundation of the world.
This is very suspicious. So there was technically 6 leaders of Conria, and also probably like advisors to the king. But Dainsleif is viewing all of the other 5 as straight up betrayers. But I have to wonder if that's true, because yeah, like we heard earlier, like, well, one of them is Skirk's master, who seems to generally be helping out. But then one of them was the creator of the Abyss Order. So isn't it possible that some of them betrayed and some of them didn't? Maybe 1 or 2 of them got like captured while the others actually did their plan?
Yet, deep within, the 5 of them craved something more. They could not
See, how do you know
resist the
this,
call of
Dainsley?
the Abyss, and divided among themselves a power that could destroy the world.
How do you know that?
So they became sinners, but also transcendent beings, each in possession of world-shattering power.
This does sound suspicious, though.
And when the cataclysm occurred, not one of them stood up in defense of their nation. Not one came
Yeah, that's
forward
what
to
I thought. They
prevent
just
the
didn't
tragedy.
show up.
And for that, they shall never have my forgiveness.
But you don't know what the actual context was. But then that would imply that there was darkness that tempted them before the fall of Conria. Because it was implied before. At one point, it kind of implied that Conria's fall is what created the darkness, sort of. Or whatever the Abyss Order's power is, really.
Indeed. If they are not stopped, the day is sure to come when they will also betray the entire world.
Well, the weird part is that we don't know how the main character and her brother were interacting in Canria. Like, Dainsleif doesn't even remember us being there. So that's weird. Like, I mean, I assumed that... I mean, I thought it was confirmed that we were back there in Canria when it happened. And during the fall of Canria is when we were pursued by the heavenly principles, the woman at the beginning of the game. Yeah, how do the heavenly principles, God, the God of this world, come into relevance when we're talking about this power that these 5 sinners obtained?
Of course. As I said, I never intended to hide anything from you.
So, Dane, what have you been looking into all this time?
I've continued to investigate the questions surrounding the Loom of Fate. It's been quite some time since the initial operation was launched.
What? What's the Loom of Fate?
By retrieving the eye of the first field tiller, we were able to stop part of their plan from coming to fruition.
Oh, Paimon remembers! Weren't they going to use it to corrupt Osial and make a god or something?
Indeed. However, it's obvious that was just some sort of technical experiment. The eye was integral to their plan, yet somehow, despite failing to obtain it, they've skipped the experimental phase and found some other way to keep moving forward. There are many signs pointing to that effect.
Then, what should we do?
Our most pressing concern is to determine the purpose of the Loom of Fate. From there, we'll be able to deduce the Abyss Order's true
So you don't even know what the Loom of Fate is, but then how did you know the word the Loom of Fate?
Based on the intel I've gathered so far, I suspect the Loom of Fate is related to the ley lines in some way.
The ley lines?
Traveler, you were able to observe your siblings' memories last time, yes? I believe that was due to the fact that the ley lines in that area were unstable.
Oh, that's interesting.
My recent investigation has shown that Abyss Order activity in a particular area is usually followed by a series of issues with the ley lines.
Maybe they're trying to like take over the ley lines of the world, and if you take over the ley lines of the world, then it weakens. Well, you know, like whoever has control of the ley lines has control of the world. So basically, right now the Heavenly Principles has control of the world because they have control of the ley lines, and because of that, that's also why, maybe why, our brother lost his memories, most of his memories concerning us, maybe. Yeah, see, one of the things that flow through the ley lines are memories. Well, technically.
Wait, then our commission here in Vamara Village.
Yeah, it's all connected, wow. So these actually might be the same thing. The Loom of Fate could be used to manipulate... What's it called? The tree that's that represents the memories of all the people in the world.
It's certainly possible. I'll join your investigation tomorrow. This missing person.
It's all key, yeah.
Well, if we're teaming up with Dane again, we're gonna need all the energy we can get. Let's try investigating somewhere a little further away tomorrow.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, what's going on? Okay. They just moved it forward artificially. Not typical.
Oh, so tired. Paimon used way too much brain juice yesterday. Well, let's go find Dane. We've got...
Wait. Oh, it's up here.
Dane? Hello, Dane? Why are you just zoning out over here? Did something happen?
The missing person from your commission. Could you describe them to me?
You know, I was thinking at one point that the missing person could be Dane himself. Just from, like... Oh, like... At one point he lost his memory. I don't know, though. Yeah, that seems hard to believe. We'll see.
Oh, young guy? Early 20s? Seriously, Dane, what's going on?
There appear to be certain memories in my mind that weren't there before. Memories of him.
Maybe maybe we just talked too much about him yesterday?
No,
and You had a
no.
weird...
No, it wasn't a dream. They're memories. Memories that suddenly appeared in my mind after I
Because
woke up.
Dainsleif is subject to memory manipulation, and the Loom of Fate is manipulating memories, and it's manipulating memories by affecting the thing that I keep forgetting what the name of it is. The tree.
And I'm certain I've never met this person before. I remember handing him the eye of the first field tiller.
What? Okay, so this missing person definitely has something to do with the Abyss Order then.
Indeed. And it appears he possesses the ability to implant memories into the minds of others.
Wait then. All the memories the villagers have of him, could they be fake too?
Yeah, we were already talking about this
Maybe
before,
they-
Paimon.
Why would he do something like that?
Whatever the Abyss Order is planning, an important truth has been revealed to us this morning.
What sort of truth?
That their goal is still to obtain the eye of the first field tiller. They haven't stopped searching for it. I am the only person who knows its location. Perhaps implanting that particular memory was an attempt to interfere with
Oh
my
no.
mind in some
Here,
way.
so you have, is the eye still safe? I don't know. Let's go check it out, and then they follow us. Or what if that memory is real? Oh no, we better go to that place to make sure that it's still there, right?
Your concerns are not entirely unfounded. I don't believe the Abyss Order is capable of altering reality like that just yet. However, considering their single-minded pursuit of the eye, I would say an equal level of caution is in order on our part. Come with me.
Oh no.
We must check whether
knew
the
they were
eye
gonna
is
do
still
that.
in our possession.
So stupid.
Oh, so you're going to take us to where you hid it?
Uh-huh. That sounds stupid. Yeah, we are. Yeah. Okay, fine.
Of course.
Okay. We're just gonna assume he's smart. Okay. What an interesting location. This truly is in the middle of nowhere. Let's see. I can't believe we still don't have better ways to travel in this game. Like, I don't mind climbing stuff, but like, at the very least on flat terrain, you should be able to just, you know, scoot along. Just thinking I haven't been in this general area for quite a while. This is kind of where I
So you hid
entered
it way
Sumeru
out
the first
here?
time.
Not a easy
Kinda.
place to discover, that's for sure. Well,
Yeah.
let's go check to see if it's safe.
Yeah, of course.
Traveler, wait.
The memories are gone?
We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
I guess we'll see. I was gonna say maybe those memories that were implanted in him are gone now because he left the village, is what I was thinking. That's an interesting power. Okay. All right. I guess this is a good team. Seems like a good team since they're weak to fire and electricity. Good. Those are my best teams.
Let's dance. Go, Barbara, go!
Yeah, I still have to level up Barbara. Dismembered.
Let the show begin.
Well, I'd have to do more than level her up, though. I'd also have to actually.
Illusion shattered. Everlasting as the moon.
I'd also have to get better artifacts for her, because I don't have many. I don't have like hardly any healing artifacts. At least nothing that's like obviously really good. There it goes. Mushrooms. Oh my gosh. The most formidable of enemies.
It appears the mechanisms here have changed over time. You can access the upper floor through the side door. Perhaps you should try reactivating the mechanism over there.
That's weird. He put it in here and then he's like, oh yeah, I guess I just put it in here. I didn't think that the things would change in here. It's like, what? That's weird. Yeah, I guess this random dungeon I put something in changes sometimes. Like, you've been alive for how many hundreds of years? Amazing.
Emerge.
Let's dance.
Transfixed. Oh.
Yeah, I get it. One-fourth through the dungeon.
Make sure all the runes are pointing in the direction indicated by the light. That should unlock the mechanism.
Okay, maybe it's not too bad. Oh, that's right. We're gonna have to. Yeah, so just these two. Okay. No? Yeah, I was
The
gonna
door's
say.
open. Let's go. Our destination is just up
I
ahead.
was gonna say, like, did I miss something here? No. Okay. That was hardly even a puzzle, but okay, sure. I'm trying to remember how long these stories were in the past. I feel like they're... Man, I don't know. Yeah. I guess the big question is, after this dungeon, how much more there is. Because we went to the dungeon really quick. They like to do a dungeon with these Thane's Leaf missions. Like, here's just something real quick and easy. Okay.
Looks like we can't go any further.
I'm gonna raise my volume a little bit.
Be on your guard. I sense the presence of the abyss.
The presence of the abyss. Is that new looking? Kind of seems new to me, maybe. Yeah, he's not even talking.
Shine down. Right here. Emerge.
Witness to Destiny's inception.
Laid
All right.
bare.
Cool, bro. Cool story, bro.
Go on. This is where you fall.
Right here.
And then I
Emerge.
just get rid of his ice shield and that's probably the fight.
Right now. Torn to oblivion.
He's not even doing anything right now.
Overruled.
Wow, amazing.
Just as I suspected. The false memories were a trap. Now that
Yes.
they're in the vicinity, we should have a chance to see.
Okay.
Dane? What's wrong?
Can you feel that? There's been a disturbance in the ley lines. It must be the work of the abyss.
Well, the weird part...
Wow, you must be really sensitive to that sort of thing. Paimon doesn't feel
Yeah,
it.
that's the thing. Paimon should be affected
You
by
two,
ley lines.
Do as I say. Use that mechanism over there and leave this place. The Abyss Order is putting something in motion. If you return to Vimara Village, I suspect you might finally have the opportunity to locate the missing villager. Just think of it as a way to divide and conquer.
Well, I thought we already talked about how this was not actually a missing villager. Probably. I guess we'll see. I mean, what if his memories got manipulated? Then we're just doing whatever he tells us to do, right? Like, what if his memories got manipulated to believe we were an enemy? Like, they're being manipulated by the Abyss Order. I better take this orb and give it to this one guy that I trust a lot, you know? My best friend. Our memories are very precious. The brother maybe? I mean, I'm just assuming just because I would assume the brother should show up, but it's hard to say. Yep, okay.
I knew going along with your trap would be the only way to meet with you face to face.
You risked your safety, and that of the Eye. That's quite the gamble, Dainsleif. But I believe that I am the one walking into a trap laid by the Twilight Sword.
Twilight Sword? Oh, by
So
him.
You
He's the
came
Twilight
here all
Sword.
on your own? What about those followers of yours?
When the Twilight Sword is prepared for battle, any army I could send would only be marching to their doom. Better that I face you alone.
This feels very appropriate compared to if
I
this
know
was
you
swapped.
must have a lot to say.
Like, imagine if this was
If
the
it's
girl
a
main
conversation
character.
you want, you'll have to defeat me
That
first.
just seems weird. Like, really weird. But we can't see Dainsley fight yet because they don't know how he's supposed to fight yet. His moveset is still in development.
The Abyss Order's on the move. The ley lines are all out of whack.
Or imagine if he actually died here. That'd be
Better hurry
nuts.
back to...
Oh my gosh.
Hey, look at those
Hilly
hilly trails over
Churls.
there.
They're
Weren't they
calm.
acting super agitated just a little while ago? Why are they so
Maybe the
calm all
the
of a
ley lines
sudden?
are now just completely passive now.
In the New World, they bade farewell to the shrouded sun. At last, they no longer needed to dwell on their suffering, or try to differentiate between various thoughts of blasphemy. Such was the price they paid, and thus their souls became cleansed and pure.
Did you hear that? What was that sound just now? It sounded so gentle. Could that voice be comforting the hilly trails in
Like
some
maybe
way? Oh, this is
manipulate
weird.
hilly
Let's
trail
check if this is
memories
happening anywhere else.
so that they won't attack anymore. Like they would believe they were either believe that they are just normal humans the way they are, or it make them believe that
Looks like
that
the
it's
same
just
thing
fine
is
that they're
happening
hilly
over here
trails.
too. The hilly trails are.
You see, we've reclaimed an endless amount of time to love. Release your tears. You no longer need to hold back your sorrow.
Actually, can I just attack him anyway? Nope, of course not. The weird part is that the main story is actually all about the Archons and their relationship to I can't see it here. The heavenly principles. To the god. Yeah, there she is. She's over there. She's up there. I mean, I don't know why that's tilted the way it is like that, but you'd think it'd always be like parallel to the ground, but I don't know
Over
why.
there. It looks like they're sleeping.
But yeah, that's what the main story is about, just overthrowing the heavenly principles.
In
But
the
then
end,
this part
he
is all
whispered,
about
softly.
learning about the old history.
Sleep well, Father. Sleep well, my
Which is weird because,
beloved
like,
people. When you awake, that which differentiates us shall be no
again, they'll
more.
see themselves as normal humans.
It almost sounds like a poem or some kind of story. Well, now that the
Which
Hilly
could
Trolls
also
have
be a way
calmed
to
down,
overthrow the
Vermont
heavenly
Village
principles.
should be safe at least.
Because, like,
Let's put this situation to the side for now. Dane said this might be our chance to find the missing villager.
there's many ways that it can be interpreted. Because, like, what if you made it so that you overthrow the heavenly principles by making everybody, including the Hilly Churls, believe that they are normal humans? Then that's overthrowing the heavenly principles, because the heavenly principles, I believe, is what turned the Hilly Churls from humans into monsters, I believe. So that's another way to overthrow the heavenly principles. But yeah, we don't know how, like, I wouldn't be surprised if, the Sneznaya Archon becomes the, well, like, basically her plan succeeds technically, and she overthrows heavenly principles, but then she gets stabbed in the back or gravely wounded by somebody from the Abyss Order. I could very easily see that happening. And then that's where the final story comes in with Conria and the Abyss Order and the brother. Though that would be weird if that happened exactly the way I just said. But okay. The first part of 6.1. Wait, no. Did I put 2.1? Did I really put Genshin Impact 2.1? No, we're at like 4.7. Or, I mean, I put 2.7. But no, we're at 4.7, I believe. Let me think. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're at 4.7. I don't know why I put 2. We're at 4.7 right now. I just fixed it, hopefully. And then 5 is Natlan, and then 6 is Sneznaya. However, 7.0 would be Conria, the final zone. Either it's at Conria or it's at I forget what they call it, but the place where the heavenly principle main god is living. I would think it's there. It could be the same location theoretically, but technically, heavenly principles god has been around in this world for several thousands of years. So while they are related to what happened with Conria, it still is technically like a minor incident in the grand scheme of things, compared to like
Grandpa Medea,
heavenly
is everyone
principles
all right?
existing.
The Abyss Order seems to be up to something nearby.
How's it going?
The Abyss Order? This is the first I'm hearing of it.
See, they're forgetting that Hilly
Thank you
Trolls are
for your
bad.
concern. But as far as I'm aware, it's been business as usual here in the village.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, also, you didn't happen to come across any clues about the missing villager while we were
Maybe
gone,
they
did
forgot
you?
about the missing villager.
Hmm?
Yeah, see.
Someone's gone missing, you say? Who would that be?
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, the young guy from Vamara Village. The one you've been looking for all this time. That's kind of the whole reason we're here, actually. Your Missing Persons Commission.
Ah, I do apologize, you two. I hope I'm not worrying you. At least right now, I can't seem to recall what it...
How is that?
Yeah, we got it. They're manipulating memories. The ley line changing means
Something's
things have
definitely
been
not right.
reverted
We
back
just
to original.
talked to Grandpa
maybe.
Amadea about the missing villager. There's no way he could have forgotten now. What do you think, Traveler? Could everyone's memories of the missing villager have been erased again?
Yes.
You're right.
We'll just say yes. No, there's no possibilities to narrow down. Just say yes. Their memory tampering machine is indeed doing stuff. Shocking. Wow. Do you think they're manipulating memories? Yeah. We already knew they were. Did they do it again? Yes, they did. Or it's more like, yeah, that's true.
Someone's
They
gone
still had to
missing?
re-manipulate.
Who?
Just as expected.
Because I was gonna say for a second, like, well, what if they just stopped manipulating? Like, they were manipulating memories, and then they just stopped the manipulation. But then in that case, they should at least remember that why I came here in the first place. So that you actually had to re-manipulate them in a different way at this point.
That guy you said a bunch of nice things about earlier? He's around 20 years old, and you said he was a kind, warm-hearted person?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Really? You remember?
There aren't many young people who've earned that kind of praise from me. If you're certain that's what I said, then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
But why'd you say he's gone missing? Yeah, I just saw him leave the village. There was someone else with him, too. They couldn't have gone far.
Strange. Bayram seems to remember him. And apparently he just saw him? Do you think maybe it's not that there's something wrong with people's memories, but that we've somehow returned to a time before he went missing?
Oh, of course. We've time traveled. That makes the most sense, right? Yeah. Oh boy.
Just like what happened with Greater Lord Rukkhadevata,
Exactly.
no one remembers him. Because there's been a change in people's memories. If we really did travel back to a time before he disappeared, that could explain why the villagers said he hadn't gone missing.
Or it's just that their memories are that we returned to a time before he went missing.
If this person only exists in people's memories, maybe we're in someone's memory right now.
Well, that's the question. We never got the answer of, is this person real or only in memories?
No, Baram still remembers him. He just forgot about the fact that this person went missing. Time travel is extremely difficult to perform. The current situation probably has something to do with the disturbances in the ley line.
Yeah, the disturbance of the ley lines caused them to... whatever.
Right! Paimon totally forgot about the ley line disturbances. We're in someone else's memory.
No, we're not.
Just like how you entered your siblings. That would also explain why we seem to be at a time before he went missing. It's a memory after all. Right. If he's someone who only exists in people's memories, then we're finally on the same turf. But didn't Bayron just say that he saw him leave the village with some... Who knows how long this ley line disturbance is gonna last? We might not have that much time, and we don't even know whose good idea. That'll help. We pretty much figured out that the missing villager has the ability to... Right! That! Could we try to figure out more about him using what we know of him? Like, does it maybe leave a trace that would somehow give him away?
Most likely it's going to be like somebody that you like I think he might not be the same person to everybody. So like I think it's going to be like the person that they respect the most.
There's a difference between memories that arise from lived experiences and those that are implanted into the mind. If time was allowed to pass within the false memories, there's a higher chance they might conflict with someone's original recollection. All the memories seem to be set in or near Vimara village. No. Based on what we know so far, there isn't any evidence to support that conclusion.
If you say so.
No wonder! All this time and the sky hasn't changed a bit! That must mean time isn't passing!
We're in memories, so of course time
That's
isn't
the tell of
passing.
the fake memories! The implanted memories are basically taking place outside of the regular 24 hours of the day. If the memories included the regular passage of time, it would be easy for people to tell that something was off, like there could be overlap or something. People might start to wonder why they remember doing two different things at the same time of day. That's why he makes sure the memories take place at a specific moment in time.
Why would...
The color of the sky coincides with the moment in time she described.
That means nothing.
Dainsleif had memories implanted into his mind. Could it be that it's happened more than once?
Possible. Not sure if it matters.
We thought Chief Amadea forgot about the missing villager. But it turns out, we're at a moment in time before the village issued the commission.
I mean, this one seems the most obvious. I guess I'll just do it. Stupid brain dead shit.
Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around that time. Always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours.
Yep, that has to be it. This is definitely Atosa's memory.
If you say so. I thought that this is true for everybody.
Yeah, that's what.
I thought they already said that the point in time would be the same for everybody, so it doesn't conflict with everybody's memories. Or even if every single person has a different time period, different time of day when their memory took place, then what's stopping 10 people from having memories at sunset? Maybe they all have memories at sunset because that's when they're not busy doing work or going to school or whatever, you know?
So, you see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. She just talks like that out of habit. She's not trying to scare the children on purpose. Oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things. Do you maybe have anything you want to share? It's okay if you don't. You could also just talk about what you think of me?
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong and thoughtful young woman.
He's just wearing Abyss Order cloaks. Yeah, of course.
You'll meet many amazing people and live a very happy life. You won't miss someone like me.
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
Hey, we're here to kill you. What's up? You probably should be freaked out a little bit.
Oh, right. This version of Atosa hasn't met us yet.
Friends? I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a lot of effort to find me. So, I should see what they need. I'm sorry, Atosa. We'll have to continue this conversation another time.
Another time, huh? Yeah, okay. I'll head back to the village.
Yeah, dream. Get out of here, dream person. So technically this isn't even in their minds, it's just in their dreams, really.
I believe this is the first time we've met.
Hmm? Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I thought we already said it was the visionary. Who the fuck are those other people?
Dane's brother. One of the...
Really?
No. Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the Loom of Fate.
What? A person will become the Loom of Fate? When did that get said? What?
The founder of the Abyss Order. The man who broke the curse of immortality. Dane's brother. One of the 5 sinners of Conria. The one who stole the power of the Abyss.
I thought everybody stole the power of the Abyss, though. Like, he stole the power of the Abyss in order to make people immortal. He stole the power of the Abyss, but we don't know why.
Become the Loom of Fate.
A person will become the Loom of Fate?
You're Caribert Alberic.
Oh. You know me? That's quite the surprise. Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it? Your sibling's memory. You saw the me from back then.
What a weird thing to say. Like your sibling's memory. It's like, why would you assume it's my sibling's memory? Why wouldn't it be my memory? I was back then too. Like, what?
This is Atosa's memory, but I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. Come,
Yeah. He can manipulate dreams. It's weird that we're talking about memories. Like, no, it's more like dream manipulation. Then that makes more sense. I mean, technically, it could be no different. It's just that dreams would have to happen when you're sleeping, while memory manipulation could technically happen at any point in time. What the heck does this mean? What an interesting loading screen. Oh, here we go. Hmm. Interesting location. I assume that he's like a leech on the planet's tree, perhaps. Or something. Because he'd have to also be a abyss. One of the abyss order creatures. Because he's so old. Guess we'll see. The tree. Is it Vimarama? We'll see. Maybe this is his own personal tree.
I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. I'm someone who no longer exists in the real world, after all. As you well know.
Is that true? That he doesn't exist in the real world? I mean, that's kind of weird, though. If you exist in any way, then you exist in the real world, technically. In this world.
It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. I've always hoped that I'd get the chance to talk to you like this. And now, the time has finally arrived.
Why does he know who we are again? No, I already know what that is. What happened to you?
Extreme sorrow and pain. Hope and regret coursing through your veins. And a degree of abyssal power that defies comprehension.
See, everybody stole abyssal power, so it's like,
Father
why did
told
that
me
one
once
person...
I possessed all those elements, I would become the loom of fate. But despite his intentions for me, I never truly became the loom of fate.
Okay.
I was merely used as a means for its construction.
Oh, it just occurred to me, he has the similar eyes to Dainsleif. Maybe if you're from Conria, everybody has those types of eyes, maybe?
In truth, I died the moment I set everything in motion. The person you see before you now is nothing but a remnant of consciousness left over within the
Oh,
Loom
so
of
you
Fate.
activated the Loom of Fate, but you weren't strong enough to actually do it.
As for your question, the Loom of Fate is a device capable of weaving ley lines.
Weaving memories. So you kind of manipulate memories by adding new ley lines, sort of, onto the tree.
In its primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories. But as more of it is completed, its power becomes stronger and stronger, until finally, it has the power to weave real ley lines of its own. Once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level ability to influence memories. But it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world.
Yeah.
Yes, I have the ability to control the loom in its semi-completed form. I suppose you can think of it as a form of compensation. After all, its existence cost me my life.
It's almost like he did that just to create a trap, or because he was bored and he was about to die.
Ah, that. I was wrong to implant those memories. I'm sorry I caused so much trouble. I just wanted them to feel like I once existed in this world, as if I had a chance at life.
No, that was obvious. Okay, like that was considering how minor everything was that he did. Yeah, like what was the other possibility really? It didn't feel like he was trying to do some greater plan. Like if that was all a trap, it's like yeah, it's possible, but I mean, I think that it's implied that he's just kind of trapped here anyway, but we don't know exactly how that affects. Like, were they actually creating? No, no, he is working with the Abyss Order though, because he still did manipulate Dainsleif to go and fall into a trap technically.
I know what you must be thinking. Why would I do something so meaningless? But I just couldn't accept it. I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. What kind of person I would be. What other people would think of me.
I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom again.
Chief Ahmadiyya, Baram, Granny Jahiyat, Atosa. What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. Just a quiet life in a peaceful village. I was curious, so I selfishly tried to have my own life. Even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been. One memory at a time. I know it sounds stupid. After all, my life ended a long time ago. Any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. My consciousness left to mature in an illusory world of nothingness. Even the form you see before you was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. An imagined version of what I would look like if I had the chance to grow up.
Wait, so how old was he when he first was... What? How old was he when he first got this power? Or when he... Because he got the power, and then he activated the power, and then he died because his power wasn't strong enough to be the full Loom of Fate, right? But then...
I know. But there's nothing I can do to make them find me. If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the suddenness of it all.
Mm-hmm, okay.
I know. Captain Dainsleif. Twilight Sword, you mean? No need to meet up with him. Things should already be settled on his end.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. As someone who could only exist in people's memories, the fact that I'm able to talk to you in my consciousness like this can only mean one thing. The Loom of Fate has already been completed.
Yeah, I kind of thought that that was the case. Why are you saying what? Because, like, that was the whole thing of what he was saying, that the whole effect of manipulating memories would only continue until he, until the real Loom of Fate was completed. So, yeah.
No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was because I happened to guess exactly what he was planning.
What's that supposed to mean? How do you know he lost? How do you know what's happening in the real world at all? And what was he planning? Why would you know what he was planning? How old are you? Like, again, if you were like 2 years old when you got this power and died, then yeah, I guess you'd continue sort of maturing, but like, why would you know anything about Dainsleif? Then he knows him as Captain Dainsleif. So then, yeah, how old were you when you got this power and died?
Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body this whole time, hasn't he?
Can he do this? How do you know that?
His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their pursuit of the eye in order to have the chance to confront the prince.
Sure, but then why would the eye have to be inside of him? The prince. I'm just thinking what that could mean, but no, it's too hard to tell because we don't know who the king of the Abyss Order is, you know, in this context. Or king of the Abyss or whatever.
He would then hand the eye to you and tell you to take it away from that location. That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the eye all at once. A very thorough plan. That's right, because in his mind, he had given it to you already.
Okay, what? So are you saying that you can read people's minds?
Before you two entered that false location.
Mm-hmm.
Traveler, wait.
So basically this guy has the power of a god and they're downplaying it because you're saying that you have complete awareness of everything happening in the real world. You can implant memories into anybody who's not the traveler only because they're not from this planet. I'm trying to think what the other downside is or what else there is. Like, because you can implant memories and believe it. Oh yeah, you did that, but you didn't really do it, you know? I guess, oh yeah, well, like he said, the trade-off for this power. So it's like, okay, so he can do those two things, maybe more. But yeah, let's just say those two things. The trade-off is that he's dead and can't come back to the real world. But it's still godlike power, and he is still working with people in the real world, seemingly, so kind of weird.
We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
Mm-hmm.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye. Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything out of the ordinary, and took that memory to be real.
What do you mean he failed to notice anything out of the ordinary, though? Oh, yeah, that's right. And he can read minds. Because, like, not only is he aware of everything happening in the real world in real time, but he also seems to be able to also read everything in somebody's mind. The trade-off that he's dead seems extremely minor, considering it just means he's the ultimate support person in somebody's grand plan. Like, yeah, he can't ever actually be the leader of a plan, but he is the ultimate tool to complete any other plan. We'll see. Maybe we're going to convince him to die here or bring him back to life, possibly, maybe. Also, I wonder, he probably can't affect archons. I mean, he should be able to, though, but maybe somehow he can't. Maybe, like, archons are still part of the world, so you should be able to manipulate them, but that seems like that'd be too strong, right?
I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be completed. And to do that, we had to retrieve the eye.
I suppose, though, he also said himself that now that the plan is complete, he's now, his capabilities now mean nothing. or you know, like they basically stopped working because now the real Lumafate is actually complete. So okay, he's overpowered, but now he's just lost his power by having the real Lumafate completed. However, the real Lumafate is now capable of being used in the real world, though. So that seems like a really big deal. You'd think that it could happen at any time, implant memories to manipulate people. It's basically like they just acquired Kyoka Suigetsu, Aizen's Shikai from Bleach, the anime. Because it's the exact same thing that Aizen can do, technically. I mean, more or less. Close enough. I mean, it's not exactly, but close enough. But now, so yeah, now they have Kyoka Suigetsu. They didn't have the eye this whole time until the Abyss Order took it away. I'm not sure there's anything we could have done. I was gonna say like, well, maybe Dane didn't have the eye, but it's like, well, apparently this guy can. At the time when he made the whole plan and actually did everything, he actually knew what he was thinking. However, it doesn't change the fact though that Dane Sleef would still have to lose in order to lose the eye. But you could also assume that this guy knows that the real the full loom of fate was created, and therefore he's like, well, the fact that I can sense that the loom of fate is created means that Dainsleif did lose. Though I mean, how would you know that he didn't die? But whatever. But yeah, so he felt like, oh, I lost my power, which means the real loom of fate was created, which means Dainsleif lost the eye.
I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you. But
I don't know anything. Then why were you on his side?
Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet.
Yeah, we know.
Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that already exist. In the face of everything they could be planning, I fear I'm too insignificant to even get a glimpse of the bigger picture. In any case, I had my own use for the Loom of Fate, and my goal, at least,
his goal is to die.
You remember my father, don't you? Clotar Alberic. I believe you saw him in your sibling's memory, after he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my Hilichurl form.
Ah.
I suffered from an indescribable level of mental anguish.
So the only way to get rid of that was by dying.
To comfort me, my father told me a story. That this was a fairy tale world where I had to take on the form of a little monster. That story managed to dispel my fears. Even if just for a moment. My goal was simple. To use the Loom of Fate in its near-completed form, when its ability to create memories was at its strongest. To implant a specific memory into the minds of the Hilichurls. In that memory, I would tell them a story, just like my father did for me. It was a story of fairy tales and love. But more than anything, it was the story of us.
Interesting. I wonder if this could be used in the plot later.
I can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to exist within it. Implanting those memories, that was the most worthwhile thing I could offer.
This could end up being what could like stop a Hilichurl army in the future if you could somehow remind them of this story for just a bit.
All that's left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the Loom of Fate. In truth, that trace of my consciousness should have dissipated long ago. My goal was the one thing that allowed me to hold on all this time. But now, the bedtime story is finished. And it's finally time to rest.
Finally gonna talk? No? Oh, no. Okay, guess not. I wish the clothing that he wears though didn't look like a painting. Like it just looks like it's painted on his body. It's so weird. Imagine getting called in to voice act and they just like emotional exhale of your breath. Ah, yes, I'm a voice actor.
Looks like I was too late to see Kari Bear one last time.
So how are you here? Also, if he's here, then why couldn't Paimon be here too? You know? Or this just like disconnected? Yeah, figured.
Kari Bear's consciousness is gone, and this space will soon disappear along with
But
it.
he can't see you? I don't know, that'd be
Neither
weird.
of us belongs
Okay,
here.
yeah, that go.
That's why we're not tangible. Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too.
Because I already knew we wouldn't be tangible. Like, alright.
Well, how about a conversation?
Are we in a different location now? Oh, no, okay, no. Okay. Just not cutscene dimension.
The
Explain
chance to just
yourself.
stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by.
Why?
Wouldn't you agree?
No. You could come and talk to me anytime. What are you talking about? I was never stopping you from talking to me. Like, what the fuck? Also, it's interesting noticing that their hair color is completely different. One's dark gold, one's light yellow, really. It's not even a gold.
That battle earlier was tough. The one against Dane. I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me. Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. Even after 500 years.
I mean, neither of them would really get stronger. I mean, like, either they both would get stronger about the same rate, or neither would get stronger, really.
The Loom of Fate, huh? I still haven't found a way to utilize it to its full potential. But there's still time before the heavenly principles awaken.
Why would the heavenly principles be asleep?
Yes.
Yeah.
For 500 years now, ever since the cataclysm in Conria, there's been no sign of activity.
That's weird. No, I can't really think of what that would mean. The bigger question would be, but we saw the heavenly principle. Wait. Oh, no, I see. Right, Paimon. Right. Okay. But we still don't know exactly what's going on in terms of that. Because what happened, the first moment in the game is still a crazy, weird mystery where we see these two and the god, which is apparently the heavenly principles, supposedly, fighting each other. And then somehow I get sent through a time portal that sends me 500 years in the future. And then I wake up with Paimon there. Suspicious. Meanwhile, all we see of him is that he is left there or gets captured or something. He still hasn't explained what happened after that battle. Still haven't. Hey, what happened after that battle with the heavenly principles? Hasn't said what happened. And so at that moment, heavenly principles was awake. However, theoretically, if the heavenly principles created Paimon to follow me, so that it would kind of know, kind of be a hidden entity to enact, to make sure that they would kind of know what their enemies are planning, sort of. It seems a little too complicated, though, considering we literally fought her. Like, it seemed like they were trying to kill me to me, but maybe they were just trying to capture us, maybe.
Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne, yes?
No. I believe only Farina saw that.
Such a flagrant disregard for the rules, and still Celestia took no action. I suppose that's proof enough of the Heavenly Principles situation.
That's true. I was very suspicious when that happened. I was like, wait, you just destroyed like one of the most important things ever, and the god of the world was like, I'm not gonna do nothing. Like, that was weird. That was very weird. But then, see, this is why it's confusing. They say Heavenly Principles, and then they say Celestia. Is it the same thing? Because I thought Celestia is the location where the Heavenly Principles lives. But maybe they mean that, okay, you have the Heavenly Principles as the god. Normally, they wouldn't come down to the human world, right? So they just sit up there. However, Celestia, where they live, can shoot beams or do stuff. And so when he says Celestia didn't take action, he means like you would think that, something would have shot out, or, something would have happened from that location due to breaking the rules or whatever. Okay. I gotta remember the name Celestia more. It's just weird because, again, like, nobody knows anything about Celestia.
However, the Heavenly Principles will awaken.
How do you know that?
We just don't know when that will be.
Fair enough, I guess.
Or what might trigger it.
Okay, you're just assuming eventually it'll happen. Yeah, fair enough. You really hate the Heavenly Principles, huh?
You could say that. Just look at Kari Bear. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find
good guy.
ourselves, even as a hilly churl. Seeing the terrible sight within the mirror wasn't enough to taint his spirit. He brought comfort to the people of this world. So ask yourself this. Who was it that deprived him of that right to exist?
That's the question, because I kind of feel like Khaenri'ah itself, the king or somebody at the upper rankings, was the one that was manipulated by the Abyss Order, or just Abyss power in general, and that's by trying to use the Abyss power to defeat the Heavenly Principles. That's why the Abyss power went out of control, and that's what turned everybody in Khaenri'ah into a hilly churl. But to be fair, maybe there's something that contradicts this point. Technically, Dainsleif might have said otherwise in a previous story point. I kind of feel like I have to go through a lot of these Dainsleif stories to figure out exactly what has been said, because we only get one of these a year,
Of course. That's only one example. My feelings about the Heavenly Principles are too complicated to explain in just a few words.
What happened when the Heavenly Principles tried to kill me and you? Hey, tell me about that. No, we won't talk about it. I gotta leave now.
Lumine?
You're the only one in this world who calls me that.
Uh-huh.
There's so much I wanted to ask you. But for some reason, I'm not interested in asking those questions right now. There's just one thing I have to ask. One thing I could never understand.
That was my phone, by the way.
Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
I think it's because, he actually got held down by the world's rules. The Heavenly Principles actually, made it so he has to follow the world's rules now. But she escaped, so she's able to actually leave the world still.
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the end.
At the end of my journey?
Do you remember? A long time ago, when we traveled between worlds together, you told me. He wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom. To have a place like that suddenly appear before me? Well, would you think of that as a coincidence?
You mean?
I miss you too, Lumine. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer, I don't even know how to face myself sometimes. Let alone my own sister.
What's going on?
He didn't really say anything there. I feel like we almost got answers.
This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to exist much longer. In fact, aside from our ability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. With Kari Bear gone, we won't be able to remember anything that happened here.
What? Why? So stupid. Hey, Ether, there's no reason why you couldn't literally just come over and meet me. There is nothing stopping you from coming to meet me in person. And then it's going to be like, actually, maybe there is something stopping
Everything
us.
in this space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our reunion.
Although, he believes this. But I feel like it'd be possible that Lumine would still remember this. He would just forget it because he's part of the world's rules. But her being outside the rules, I could easily see her remembering
You're
this.
only telling me this now?
Tragic. Oh my gosh. Still not okay, yeah, that's right. He only sided with the Abyss Order to take down the Heavenly Principles then. That's all. Because there's no other way to take the Heavenly Principles down, technically. That's all.
Still so sleepy. Paimon's head feels all fuzzy. Oh, Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers said that they saw us sleeping near the village yesterday. They couldn't wake us up no matter how hard they tried, so they decided to just bring us back here. Oh, and Dane came by just now. It looked like he was injured. He didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were all right and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but that's Dane for ya.
He really shouldn't have left. That's bullshit.
Let's think for a second. We were in that memory, and we saw that guy you called Kari Bear.
How much does Paimon remember of that?
He was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that, Paimon doesn't remember what happened. Wait, really? What a scoop! Well, what happened after that?
See, this is weird. Why does she see? So I don't remember after that, but I do remember everything was Kara Bear. What's the explanation on that one?
Ah, there you are. Sleep well?
Bayram, you sure seem happy. Did something good happen?
Something good? Huh. Wasn't anything good or bad, I'd say. It's just that, well, the village organized another search party yesterday. It didn't feel right to leave all the searching to the adventurers. So there we were, searching away, when suddenly this one guy said it all came back to him. According to him, one day around dusk, he was passing by this one tree out. There he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little later to wake him up, and they all left together. It looked like quite a happy family, apparently.
Sure, whatever.
And after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Kind of strange that we forgot all about it for so long. Oh, and we also remembered his name, Kari Bear. Now, that's not a name you hear every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it sooner. Well, I hope he's happy wherever he is, and we're all relieved now that we know what happened.
Seems like everyone thinks Kari Bear left the village. That's probably for the best. At least they have some sort of explanation now. Paimon wonders how Atosa's doing. Maybe we should go check on her. If she hasn't remembered like everyone else, we can tell her what happened. Paimon didn't see her in the village just now, so...
Okay. I wonder why the game doesn't want us to have met and remember meeting our brother or sibling, whatever. That seems weird.
Hey, Atosa, how's it going?
Oh, it's you two. I was just about to go looking for you. I wanted to thank you. I was part of the search party, so I remember what happened to Kari Bear now. Honestly, I just can't believe I forgot something so important. It's funny, but I have this feeling he told me the same thing. I just can't seem to remember when. I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. Life is made up of a series of memories. As long as I hold on to our time together, he'll always be a part of my life. I'm just happy I got to meet him. So, who cares what happens in the future, right? Okay, I'll admit. I'm just putting on a brave face. I was dumped, wasn't I? Otherwise, why would he just leave like that without saying goodbye?
Dumped? I didn't know he was your boyfriend.
You don't need to comfort me. I'll be okay. It's just like Kari Bear said. It's the things we overcome that make life more precious. And you know, if he has a heart, maybe he'll come back and see me one day. Anyway, thanks for all your hard work, you two.
Sure.
I promised I'd help Granny Jahiet with something, so I should head back. Goodbye.
Well, that should be it, right? Everyone's lives can go back to normal now. Oh, right! Weren't you about to tell Paimon what happened after your conversation with Kari Bear? A picture? Where'd that come from?
Oh my
Let
gosh.
Paimon see.
Oh. What? I don't even know how to process this in so many ways. Also, it's worth noting that notice that the light on my character's chest, it's green because she's using Dendro. So technically, whatever element I'd be using would be there, you know, whether it's red or yellow or whatever. Which also implies that he's using some sort of light energy. I wonder. But yeah, when did this picture get taken? That's fairly meaningful, actually. It's stupid that it's actually really stupid that they made it so that that Lumine does not remember what happened, and yet we get that picture, which implies kind of everything that happened in the conversation. That don't worry, you guys aren't actually really enemies, and again, like, yeah, you guys will be able to work together again, kind of thing. Probably. I mean, that's the question, right? Because it's like, it's weird that it's like, well, he's working with the Abyss Order. You'd think that'd be a problem, but technically not.
Thank you for
I think he implied previously, though, that oh, you're working with the Archons. That means you're actually my enemy. But it's like, well, actually, the Archons don't like working with the Heavenly Principles either. So, technically, that's not true. Well, it looks like that's it until the summer event. I believe. So, yeah, I got her, and you know what? We'll finish off the stream by using a few of these. I don't really care what I get here anyway, so if I get something good, cool. Okay. But yeah, the next time I'm gonna stream this is in about a month, maybe a little more than a month even. Let me see this. 15 days, so that's like 2 weeks, and then 3 more weeks after that for I think Siegeween is the next 5-star. I don't know if I'm gonna pull for her. Probably not though. So then that would be 5 weeks from now. So middle of July. Yeah, okay. Is when I do Genshin Impact again. Ah, I thought for sure I was gonna at least get a purple there. Oh well. Yeah, and hopefully by then I'll have more of the of these Prima gems too. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna do some more streaming today, but we'll see. I got that call to return, and anyway, thanks for watching. Goodbye.